Hi everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Trip Around the Multiverse Mania with your hosts, the Fiend Kyle Charles. God, I'm
All
terrible.
right, okay. And I'm gonna go into a little bit more backstory because it leads into the first match, anyways. So
Okay.
I am the demon possessed entity that got set on fire, resurrected, and then refreshed and regenerated themselves as though nothing ever happened.
Yep.
See what, John?
And if you could tell, we are talking about night 2 of WWE Wrestlemania 37.
Yeah, and I just exactly gave the backstory for the Fiend,
Yep.
who's going against Randy Orton, who actually set the Fiend on fire.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's the backstory going into this match.
Yeah.
So just imagine you're thinking, oh, it's a blood feud style match that's going to be happening, right? I mean, Randy Orton committed murder on live TV,
Literally, yeah.
which didn't do anything to a supernatural being, which kicked out of what 7 curb stomps
Yep.
by Seth Rollins,
Yeah.
and then kicks out of other people's finishes,
Yeah.
and only
Well,
took one RKO to get put down in a 6-minute match here, which is
But
yeah.
if you look at it this way, he lost his powers for a moment because of Sister Alexa?
Oh, well, okay. No. We could also go back a little bit more and say the fire purified him of his demonic possession and
Yeah.
normalified him. All right, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the backstory they're going to go for, but, I'm going to assume that's how he got depowered. Whatever.
Yeah, it's the only thing you can think of if you
Yeah,
want to make the logic out of it.
and the combination of, Sister Alexa, like the black-blooded Sister Alexa.
Yeah.
So a little bit more. Let's just cover a little bit more backstory if people haven't keep up with the storyline. Alexa Bliss was the Fiend's minion or cohort or
Something like that. I'm not completely sure what she was.
she had. So the character Alexa Bliss had a mental breakdown of sorts,
Yeah.
and she couldn't resist the allure of the Fiend / Bray Wyatt because
Yeah.
of the combination of the characters. And she became one of his. I want to say underlings, more of a. What's the word for it? It's not even a minion.
Yeah, partner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to a degree of something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so props to the entrance, by the way, because they had a big Jack in the Box
Yeah, that was
for
cool.
Alexa Bliss to wind up and then it elevated the Fiend out.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And then, he jumped off the top of the box and clotheslined Randy Orton to start the match pretty hot.
Yeah.
But the match was in red lights because
That's the thing.
supernatural matches apparently are.
Yeah, man. It's great.
But I have to say you can't read. Okay, because the lights are so red.
Yeah.
It's not even this light tinged red. It's kind of like a blaring red.
Yeah.
That I don't know. Just when you can't really see. You can see the Fiend because he's wearing black and then striped red, black and red striped trousers.
Yeah.
But Randy Orton with skin tone in red. You can't really make him out the greatest in that color.
Yeah, I can see that. I think
I'm
that's
not
pretty
saying
why
that he
wore
blends in
white.
because his skin is red or whatever, but just
Yeah.
like the line didn't help
No.
viewing.
And, like, it helped the effect of the match, but
Yeah.
to see Randy
Well,
Orton is a bit awkward.
Let's put it this way. I have here in my notes that it's not even a match really. It's more of an extended angle because
Yeah.
towards the end of the match, like I say, Alexa Bliss, so she does the entrance and then she disappears because the match starts,
Yeah.
right? And then when the Fiend has got Randy Orton and his sister Abigail and is about to finish him,
Yeah.
Sister Alexa rises cross-legged from the Jack in the Box where the Fiend was.
Yeah.
And then blood is pouring out her scalp,
Yeah.
or the fake eyebrows things that she put on.
Yeah, no, I was pouring out the crown.
Yeah, black blood as well because it's PG. And it was quite freaky as well because the crowd was trying holy moly.
Holy S. Yeah.
And And then he got distracted because she was like with her arms out and whatnot.
Yeah, like come to me, and he was like,
Or like and he's like, "What's happening? What's going on here?" I don't know if you want to say he's in a trance or anything like that, but I think it was more of as well because he's got that face mask on. You can't really see what it's meant to be selling.
Yeah.
Shock, or intrigue, or just bewilderment.
Yeah.
Turns around, RKO. All right.
Yeah.
So who did it help? It helped further the storyline, but now it's removed Randy Orton from the storyline.
I don't know, you know.
Okay, maybe no. I'm just saying he won this match.
Yeah.
Without having anything to do much with the ending of the match.
Yeah.
And the Fiend is not exactly going to fight Alexa Bliss.
No.
So where's it going? Unless there's someone else behind her. But we already got the Kane and the Undertaker, so
No, what I was thinking is that originally, I think this match was meant to be like a Firefly Funhouse match, but because it's live, they can't do that. So
yeah.
I think this match is sort of a placeholder, and then was it WrestleMania Backlash, the next pay-per-view event, they'll do the Firefly Funhouse match then.
Okay, makes sense.
Because I don't think that's going to be in front of people, isn't it?
Do you think it's going to be Firefly Funhouse match, Alexa Bliss, sister Alexa versus the Fiend?
No, I still think Randy's going to be involved.
Okay. Obviously, they won't have a man and woman intergender match because WWE's, won't go that direction.
Yeah.
But it would be cool if there's a cinematic match that she's in. Yeah. That they can film in a way that they interact but don't. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I think she will.
Because Firefly Houses can be wacky. That's so as long as they get the theme of the idea, maybe like escape rooms or whatever, that she's chasing him he's chasing her like a horror movie monster.
Yeah.
But she's got some other things that are going on as well that are supernatural ability. Who knows?
So I think with if they don't do it with Randy, they're kind of missing out because the whole build was like they were saying, Randy, you're gonna pay for all the bad things you did. So they could sort of do because he's had a 20-year career at this point.
Yeah.
They could do the whole last year John Cena one when Randy did stuff like that. And
now, one of the main things I can say about this match is, so Bray Wyatt got burnt to a crisp in, December, was it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And they come out, it start a bit hot, as you would expect a feud of a man trying to kill another man to be.
Mm.
And then they kind of slow down.
Yeah.
And then it goes into this, and then you're like, right. What? What big fat question marks all over the place? All right, I'm not exactly. I mean, I know what I'm meant to be following, but out of context, if you're just looking at a match, it's like, okay, this is a bit weird. But further storyline, you don't even know where it's going.
Yeah, that's why I think it's not finished.
It's like the feud ender kind of.
Yeah.
Where you would have.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it's finished. I think there's going to be one more.
All right. I would say. I mean. I would say this is kind of missable because, like you say, it's either a stopgap, or if it's an ending, then it's kind of to move the feud on to someone else. It just kind of was there. Didn't help anything. Didn't even conclude anything. It just started the new feud in the middle of another feud.
Yeah, that's why they need to have one more, set them both on their ways, and then end it.
Yeah, unless, of course, Randy Orton somehow done some seance and possessed Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, it could be that. Who knows?
But even though he's not the character, he took the character that would set him on fire because that's what he almost did.
Yeah, because he's that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you, it was alright. I wouldn't say it's watchable. I would say watch it for the entrance and then skip. But also watch it for the bit where he sort of does a call to Brody Lee because he goes, yeah. I was like, oh yeah.
I tell you what, it's also funny is because if you don't rate it as a match and a more of a continuation of a storyline, you can watch the beginning section.
Yeah.
The entrances.
Yeah.
And then maybe skip to the last minute or two.
Yeah.
And then you would get exactly what you need to, if you're interested to watch the continuation of the storyline. Yeah. As a match itself, it wasn't really anything.
Nah.
No meat to it.
Yeah, that's the saying. It would have worked much better if it was I'm guessing he originally planned the Firefly Funhouse match.
Or either that, or they just came out guns blazing and just started not destroying each other, but I don't even say if it was a hardcore match or something like that.
Yeah.
But if they just just blitzed out with power moves or whatever they need right away to make it look like, okay, this is just going to be a sprint and not marathon, then you'd be kind of satisfied if this concluded quickly and you got what you got.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, next match.
Before that, you had a little weird segment between Hogan, Bischoff, and Titus, and Bailey came in.
Yep. Don't forget, Lady Bailey, who we got to give credit for, because even though she's not on the event, she kind of steals the show when she's in segments.
Yeah, she kind of was like the third host. Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
And she's always, as a character, the new heel character, well, not the new, but not the hugger character. This one, the role model is just in your face all the time.
Yeah.
But in a good way, like it's entertaining, it's fun.
Yeah, it's not annoying.
It's supposed to be, the characters act like she's annoying.
Yeah.
Right.
But
she's always there, but when you're viewing it, you're like, she's having the time of her life. She's just being fun and silly too.
I just thought it was kind of funny that the conversation that Titus and Hogan was having was kind of funny, because Hogan, we all know that you're what? It's a bit funny that you're talking about two people of color in a good light. So I thought that was kind of funny, but
something that you're talking peculiar funny, but something that was actually funny was, so they didn't want to converse with Bailey, and they're like, a Bishop and Hogan there's a pirate. I got a boat. And Hogan's like, I got the boat, And then Titus is left out for some reason, but Titus like, I'm gonna go see the boat as well, because they're wearing pirate hats. And then Titus takes his pirate off and puts it on Bailey's head before he leaves, and he can't sit properly on her head because she's got sunglasses on her head as well.
Yes.
Just tips it is funny. So she, I don't know if he was trying to say it on her head properly, but either way, it was tilted, and she just took it off, threw it down, and then corrected her sunglasses.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. It's all the small little things, the mannerisms and stuff.
Yeah, the small things go a long way.
Because she could have just sat there and kind of looked at them with the hat unbalanced on her head as well, and now they're still being in character. What? So the next match here, Tamina and Natalia versus Shayna Basler and Nia Jax. Tamina and Natalia won the previous night's tag team turmoil.
Yeah.
And this is for the women's tag team titles.
Yep.
What have you got to say about this?
This match was stiff as hell.
Right. So, let me know something that you probably noted as well.
Yeah.
So during a headbutt and striking exchange between Nia Jax and Tamina.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. Nia Jax tells Tamina to lay it in.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's what you're saying. They are just kind of, I don't know how safe or unsafe they are.
Yeah.
But they are hitting each other but they are big ladies as well. So
they're family as well. So it's one of those things I'm going to help you I'm going to help you get over, and you're going to help me, even if it means hurting each other.
Yeah, to a degree, because you if you're friends and your family, you can give it a bit more leeway.
Yeah, you go all out for that person. Yeah.
No, but if they strike you hard, you let them.
Yeah, you let it
slide a bit more without think I'm going to give you a receipt for that, or you think they're unsafe or anything like that.
Yeah.
I like the match was alright itself, but I like the finish because Natalia had the sharpshooter on Nia Jax.
Yeah.
But that was just previous to that. There was a blind tag to Shayna Basler, and while Natalia locked in the sharpshooter, Shayna Basler just kind of swept up behind her, just locked her right in the Karafuda clutch.
Yeah.
And she couldn't do anything because her legs were locked in place, because of Nia Jax and the position she was in. So they had to tilt slightly because they had to roll Natty and Shayna on their backs.
Yeah.
But Natty caught herself because she couldn't move. Between the weight of herself, Shayna, and Nia Jax, she was just in a position where she couldn't go any direction.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, that's kind of a neat finish.
Yeah, it was pretty. I like that finish as well. Because it's also a slight callback to the match yesterday when Natty could have won the sharpshooter, which is like, you know what? I keep relying on my family's move too much and letting Tamina do the superfly splash. And then this time, Hubris came. She's like, hey, I'm going to use it. And then it led her to lose, which is pretty
I did think...
clever.
No, I'll let you finish, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm saying no, it's pretty clever how they sort of made that reference back.
So, it's on the teams, there's basically the Power Girls, which are Tamina and Nia Jax, and you got the Submission ladies as well, which is Shayna Baszler and Natalia. Yeah. And usually they were kind of paired against each other-ish.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler being the... I mean, she's athletically built lady, but between all of these, she looked the smallest, if you know.
Yeah.
Not that there's a huge difference between the sizes, but you could, like... But she was the most vicious, so that's the thing.
Yeah. Like, those knee strikes she gave Natty.
I mean, other than, like, saying about Tamina and Nia Jax hitting each other properly, right? I mean, Shayna Baszler came off, like, sadistic in this.
Yeah.
The ankle stomp as well, that was actually
That was brutal.
But I have to say, the match, I mean, it's a 14-minute match, but you probably could miss it as well.
I wouldn't. I would say watch it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair as well because it's just that there's some bits you liked and some bits I didn't like.
Okay.
And it just fell into the it kind of is all right, but then that's kind of missable category, you know.
Well, I see that, but I don't know. I really enjoyed it because I've never really seen a Western hard-hitting women's match like that. So
okay, that's fair. That's fair. I wonder how safe they were. That's the question, isn't it?
They were safe. No one looked like they took any.
Well, yeah, I don't. As in, the high strikes were hard, but they struck where the more meaty areas were.
Yeah. But yeah, I highly enjoyed it. I would definitely watch it again. I would like to see them go at it again. Yeah.
I do have to say, I mean, I thought personally, I know we had this discussion before, but Shayna Baszler kicked out Asuka's teeth. Accidentally, of course, right? Because accidents do happen.
Yeah.
But you could have turned that into a storyline and had Shayna Baszler fighting for the women's title here and to get the beating she will so rightly deserve being the, sadistic heel. Then you just like, you're going to fight someone just as bad as you. So, you're going to get what you deserve. But they didn't want to go that direction for some reason. But these are like, when you have a accidental built-in storyline.
Yeah, I get that. But then it's one of those things that you got okay, you want to get all the women's title matches on the card, but if you put Shayna against Asuka, it's like, okay, you've lost the women's match.
You'd have to rearrange a good couple of things. But they just kind of skimmed over that entire storyline as though, okay. Not that it didn't happen, but we will just conclude it as soon as Asuka comes back.
Yeah, no, they can always
how's that?
Touch upon it later on. It's not like...
Hopefully they do something... Because I would have liked to have seen Shayna and Asuka have some sort of hard-hitting match. All right, so on to Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
I really like this match, actually. This match is a very entertaining match, I have to say.
Yeah, this probably is my second favourite match of the night.
I can guess which one's your first, but...
Yeah. It's a bit obvious.
Actually, this might be my third most entertaining
Actually,
match.
thinking about it now, I think I'm going to have to agree with you. This is second or third, I'm not too sure.
All right. I just note that when Sami Zayn was giving explosive suplexes in the corner to Kevin Owens' head and neck area were very close to the floor before the rest of his body was coming down.
Yeah, that was...
And he gave him two of those.
Yep.
And then he did this nice sequence where it was an explosive suplex, half Nelson suplex, and brainbuster.
Yeah.
And he got a 2 count out of all of that, but he was just like, whoa, that's he's coming to win.
It's like, wow, these guys ain't holding back, are they?
There were some really good ones where Kevin Owens did that. I was going to say it was a kind of pump handle knee neck breaker thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was called though.
That looks Is that the Steam? That's not a Steamalizer.
No, I don't. No, but did go for the package pile driver.
Yeah, he always goes for that, like these big things. But even though you know he's not
Oh,
gonna
and he
do it.
started the match off with a pop-up powerbomb. It was like, oof,
Yeah.
they're just gonna be right in there.
Like, as soon as that happened, you knew how the match was gonna go.
A funny Mitchell, Michael Cole. No, it's a mission drive, Cole. I'm gonna save you from the internet.
Yeah, that was funny. I actually laughed. I was like, haha, it's true.
Yeah.
Fans will be on that in a second.
Yeah. So this match went about 9 minutes, but it was quite a action-packed 9 minutes.
I felt longer, but in a good way.
Yeah. I think they fit a lot of stuff in.
Yeah. Oh wow. That's pretty cool.
And they did the pause sequences for. I did so Sami Zayn can ride up the crowd and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it moved at a decent pace.
Yep, very decent pace.
Kevin Owens won with a stunner here.
Yep.
And then Logan Paul come out, right?
Yeah.
To back up Sami Zayn or something like that?
No, he came to check on Sami Zayn, and then he was like, "Hey."
No. I mean, why did he come out in the first place?
Oh yeah, the whole story is behind that. Like, Sami Zayn believes it's a conspiracy, and he reached out to Logan Paul to help him uncover the conspiracy.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it.
And then Logan Paul sits in at the beginning of his match because he's like, "It's my friend Logan Paul."
Yeah.
Sami Zayn. So yeah, when Logan Paul comes to check Sami Zayn kind of pushes him off, or because does it go to raise the hand of Kevin Owens, and that's why Sami Zayn says, "But you're supposed to be my friend."
Now he goes, Sami Zayn's on the floor. He goes to check on him, and then he looks at Kevin Owens and goes, "Yeah, good on you for winning." And that's when Sami Zayn's like, "Hey, you're my friend."
Yeah, then Sami Zayn, rolls out, and Logan Paul lifts up Kevin Owens' hand, and the crowd's like, "What is going on here?"
Yeah.
And then Kevin Owens looks at his after Logan Paul puts their hands down, and Kevin Owens looks at his hand. He goes, "Oh, right, yeah, smile. I'm gonna shake your hand." So when Logan Paul goes to shake Kevin Owens' hand, you get a stunner.
Get stunned. Yeah.
But I have to say, this is a decent stunner sell because
he sold it quite well.
Yeah, it was like on rotation.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. They must have showed him what the stunner was before they actually got implemented on him.
Yeah, of course.
Logan Paul. The way he sold it was when he took it, he kind of rotated.
Yeah. As
well on the spin. I was like, okay, like a spinning neck breaker style stunner. I don't know, but the way he sold it well, and then he sold them a complete daze afterwards as well, because he was like, when the ref and some of the security were helping him out, he was like, what happened?
Yeah, like, wait.
And you can see from his facial expression that he was meant to be like, where am I? What's going on?
Yeah.
And that's a credit to him.
Yeah,
he took his work seriously.
Yeah.
Because if you remember Tyson Fury, took a running power slam from Braun Strowman and basically just popped up right afterwards.
Yeah.
And then they had to cover it Tyson Fury doesn't even know what hit him.
Yeah, yeah. But this was, like you're saying, very good match. Everyone involved was pretty awesome. I did like that they made a callback to their Battlegrounds match in 2016 where Sami Zayn hit Kevin Owens with a haluva kick, and then Kevin Owens fell on him. Yeah. And he sort of like hugged him and remembered, hey, I'm going to do it again. So he went for the other haluva kick, and then he got 2 super kicks. I thought that was pretty cool. The callbacks. You love callbacks. Yeah.
Yeah. So, pretty good there.
Even though it was kind of obvious Kevin Owens was going to win, but it's still a good match.
Well, that's the thing, because if they reverse the roles, as in, because Sami Zayn is the heel, he's talking about conspiracy that everything's against him, and Kevin Owens is like, I'm just going to beat him up to shut him up because he needs to
learn the error of his ways.
The wildness is not going to go his way, and I have to beat some sense into him because that's how it is. Yeah. But usually, when they were first NXT, it was the other way around. Sami Zayn was the plucky baby face. Yeah. And Kevin was just like the brute, the heartless brute.
Yeah, the heel, but for good reasons.
Yeah. And Yeah. So if it was the other way around, you could have built like a different style of match. But they went for the style of match that worked with the characters they were at the time.
Yeah. But during this match, I thought these two at some point need to have like a main event WrestleMania match for a title.
They can pull it off.
Yeah.
Because they worked with each other for so long.
Yeah.
We'll have to see exactly when, if they get the chance.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully one day soon. Yeah, and then we had a weird backstage segment with Riddle riding in on his scooter.
Yeah.
And then he sees the Great Khali.
Yeah.
And he starts talking about his Hall of Fame ring. And Khali pretends like he doesn't understand anything Matt Riddle's saying. And it looks weird. Like, I thought it was a botch. Like, has Khali forgotten his lines? Because how he was just looking into, like, nowhere.
Yeah.
And then the man with the plan, RVD, comes in. And apparently can translate Gujarati to me. And then promotes these rolling papers, which is another random thing. I was like, huh.
No, because they're both the 420 guys.
Yeah, I know. I know that. But I was like, are they allowed to promote?
Yeah. Okay, but then
cool.
that's Riddle's whole gimmick. Is just
I know.
He don't know what the hell's going on because he's just you know, I don't want to say not brain dead, but it's just brain clouded.
Yeah, he's a brain.
But if you don't know that he's meant to be that, he just comes off as a himbo, like a male bimbo.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I suppose this could work both ways.
Yeah. You can do it without his character can work even if you don't understand the weed references.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then they do their whole like Rob Van Dam thing, and then he rides off on his scooter, which is quite funny.
Yeah, because this is okay. So Sheamus versus Riddle for the US title, and the whole feud started because
the scooter.
Riddle's skating in the back of his scooter.
Yeah.
And then he went to Sheamus after Sheamus had the match and must have lost or something like that.
Yeah.
Bro. It's this cool scooter. And Sheamus is like, oh yeah, let me have a look at it. Oh yeah, it does look good. And then he just hits Riddle with the handle of the scooter.
Yeah.
And Riddle goes down, holding his stomach, goes, was it something I said, bro? And that's how this feud started. It's like, all right, bro. Okay, whatever. Just get me to the match. And this was actually a pretty good match.
Yeah, this match, another one, was quite hard hitting and
this was what I would say was the second most entertaining match of the night, right?
Yeah.
And when you say hard hitting, it's like, well, Riddle's done MMA before.
Yeah.
And
Sheamus.
I don't want. He's notorious for having matches that are
brutal,
pretty stiff hitting.
Yeah.
No, obviously not saying that he's an unsafe worker.
No, but he can. He
will allow people to hit him, and his opponents will allow him to hit them as well.
Yeah.
Oh man, this was a good match. They were like beating each other up. It's like, wow, they're gonna feel that the next morning. Riddle busted out with a jackhammer.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nutty. But the other thing is when he first tried to put it on, and he couldn't get Sheamus straight up.
Yeah.
And then he had to do it again. I was like, oh yeah, but it works because they'd been fighting for quite a while and each other hard, so it kind of worked. I think it enhanced the match. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it was a botch or anything like that. It just made it look a bit like
more realistic,
a bit more of a struggle. Yeah. At that point, Riddle gives Sheamus a German suplex on the apron. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that looked.
Yeah. And but the finish was great. Riddle was going to do a lion salt of like the second rope springboard moonsault, and Sheamus kicked him in midair.
Yeah, that was.
Ooh. And there was a good decent amount of connection there because Riddle didn't have a bloody mouth before it, and then
afterwards he just bloody like ooh.
Yeah. So even you could say they ref passed him something, but you know how it is. They don't really want blood in the stuff. So there must have been an accidental.
Yeah, because you could tell it's accidental when as well. They didn't show it too long. Like when they panned to him after he won, Sheamus won. It was like a quick glimpse on Riddle, and they went back because obviously they don't like showing the blood.
Yeah, even if, but it may just made it like it proper knocked him.
Yeah.
Because the connect, like you could say that he, in a way,
yeah,
Riddle didn't expect it to happen, even though
Yeah.
he knew it was happening.
yeah,
And then he clocked him so hard, right, that he's bleeding. So then when it knocked him out, you're like, okay, I accept that the good guy, the face, lost because he got hit out of nowhere and he got hit extra hard and his mouth's bleeding.
yeah,
So it gave a bit more drama to the, and he sold it like he was out.
yeah.
So all good on that.
There was another bit what I thought was pretty awesome when Riddle goes to do like a buckshot lariat, and then as soon as he flips out, he just gets that knee in his face from Sheamus.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to win from that.
Yeah. Now we don't know if he was going for. I didn't know what he was planning to do because I was like, is he going for a buckshot lariat? That's not even it.
That's what confused me. That's what confused me. I was like, I've never seen him do it before. Is he adding it now? Or... But no, we'll never know because he caught a knee to the chin.
Yeah. And I initially thought it was the bro kick that he was going for. From the angle they had it, you're like, you see him start doing the Sheamus start doing the pump for the kick. But obviously, he I think either he was going to do one and he changed it to knee because it's so close, or that's what they planned in the first place,
And I think now, because Sheamus has been using like a knee as a finisher as well, so I think that's what he was going for.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match went 11 minutes. Never felt like 11 minutes, but it certainly was like two guys just going, Shibata style, I'm going to hit you, you're going to hit me, right? And
we've got 11 minutes.
The biggest boss at the end of the day.
Yeah. We got 11 minutes just to beat the heck out of each other and see who wins. And it felt like that. Because this one was matches as well that I was pretty sure that Riddle was going to win.
Yeah.
Until, obviously, the Brog kick. And it murdered him.
Well, it was a good clean win for the heel as well. So kind of...
there was no shenanigans or anything.
No. And they did give Sheamus Sheamus's accolades beforehand. So you're like, all right, well, if Riddle loses to him, it's not really
not a big thing.
Yeah, not necessarily not a big thing, but more like
it's viable. Yeah.
There was a bit though where I think Sheamus was going to give him Riddle the white noise from the top rope, and he kind of stumbled.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how they're going to land that, but I'm kind of, in a way, I'm kind of glad that they kind of stumbled, that he basically lost his footing and just landed on his feet and then gave him the move, because I'm thinking that might have been really good, a crash landing. You know?
So that's like one of those botches. I was kind of glad that they were able to work out of it. Yeah. But yeah, that was good. This might, you're right. This might be my second favorite match. I don't know. I have to think about it. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so next match. Big E versus Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental title.
Yep.
And a Nigerian drum fight match. Let me ask you something though, right? Because I don't keep up with everything, right?
Yeah.
Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was American before all of this, right?
Yeah, he was.
And then all of a sudden here, because they got a video package.
Yeah.
He's in the middle of the video package. He just starts speaking Nigerian because he's embracing his African roots.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
all right. I'll give you backstory.
Yeah.
He was born and raised in Nigeria, so he was about 8 or 9 or something like that. Then his family came to America. That's why the accent doesn't sound dodgy or anything.
All right. Because I was all right accent, but I don't know if it was a fake accent like Kofi Kingston had a fake Jamaican accent.
Yeah, no, this
but
is
then,
real.
Like you're saying, if his parents come from Nigeria or that, he can just template off them.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but a name like Apollo Crews.
Yeah, I think it's
no way African whatsoever.
Yeah, I think it's a bit too late for them to change his name. So it's like, yeah, okay, cool.
Because his legit name is it sounds African.
Yeah.
And if he had his the old ring name of Orion Nation.
Yeah. Could have worked. It will work better, but yeah.
Apollo Crews sounds very American.
Yep. Because
if they called him Apollo Uhura or something like that, Uha, then you could kind of tweak it. But it's too late. He's established his name already. So unless he does a John Morrison, Johnny Nitro, Johnny Blaze, Johnny Impact,
he does that.
Johnny Lucha.
Yeah,
no, he wasn't
Johnny Mundo. Yeah.
and just basically explain why he was Johnny Nitro and then why he changed to John Morrison on But then that wouldn't kind of
Yeah.
Now, what are the rules of a Nigerian drum fight?
Just a no holds bar match. That's what I got from this.
I assumed, right? They were just I thought the Nigerian drums were gonna be in use.
Yeah, I thought they was gonna be playing while they're wrestling.
Oh, you mean like in Karate 2 where they do the thick drum thing, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So you're just gonna have the people like instead of for example, they're fighting around a ring of fire or a ring of cars or something like that. Yeah, they're fighting around a ring of African people, people playing African drums.
Yeah, that's what I legit thought when I saw them out there. I was like, oh, okay, cool, that's what's gonna be. But no, it wasn't.
Yeah, well, yeah. It was just basically a new no DQ match by any other name, right?
Yeah, basically.
It was an alright match.
Yeah, it was alright.
It was alright. So it's entertaining. Yeah. Only went 7 minutes long. Yeah. But it wasn't. It didn't drag.
No.
But then again, the amount of time they went through it for the amount of time they had.
Yeah.
I just thought, all right. So Big E gets the does his finisher, the big ending on Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
And then you have interference from a colossal figure, because that's what they call them, right?
Yeah. Baba Tunde from NXT. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I mean they don't explain what the hell's going on.
No.
They just call him like a big guy, or all those variations of a giant or a gargantuan, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So this dude does a small spike, and then gives Big E a chokeslam, just pulls Apollo Crews on top of him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is that to help Apollo Crews look good whatsoever? Because he basically lost the match and won by interference, and then you don't even explain why this guy. Who is this guy? Where did he come out of nowhere? What was he wearing exactly?
He was wearing some like general uniform.
Yeah, but was that? I was like, okay, is this African related? Then he could be like Apollo Crews' cohort, but this guy does not look African whatsoever.
Oh no, he's African. He actually is an African guy.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Right. So, but then it's just like, okay, it's one of those things where we're not going to explain to you what's going on right now.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to tune in and watch, because our context to match like this is just going to be what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And we ain't going to explain anything to you because it's magic. And magic is magic.
Like...
No, I'm just literally saying the match was magic.
No, I'm saying like...
explain. No, magic is magic and we don't have to explain it.
This sort of ending, I think, would have worked better on like SmackDown or something. You know what I mean?
Used the later on in the show to start explaining stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, rather than like that interference and stuff you don't have for like WrestleMania. That's on like a B-level pay-per-view or something like that, or an episode of SmackDown on Raw. But to have that sort of happen at WrestleMania is a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even if the guy interfered, but we knew who he was before, then it'd been okay.
Or we knew his reason for it. If there's some background to why he's interfering or whatever. But they should lay the groundwork during the show.
Yeah.
Or even Apollo Crews saying, Big E.
Yeah.
I'll have, I can take you on. But I'll have backup to make sure. They had the Nigerian drums there. They could have just had him as one of the people.
Yeah.
So the drums were like playing the drums or making sure,
Yeah, one like enforcers in the background or something like. Yeah,
exactly. So they could have worked it into a storyline where it's like, okay, so the Nigerian drum fight is whatever, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna have an enforcer to make sure stuff doesn't go not too far necessarily, but you have a reason for the guy being there.
Yeah, like even if there was other people out there with him and he was one of them, then it would have a reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, besides that,
it was alright, but it was just like, okay.
Yeah.
This
but
ending,
I could tell you now when I knew Big E was losing. When he had the elaborate entrance with Wale, I was like, yeah, Big E's losing. Because it's that whole WrestleMania thing. If someone has like an extravagant entrance, they're not winning. Yeah, because literally that's my notes. Wale is performing.
Are you telling me, in your estimation, Triple H will never win a match again at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
When was the last time he won at WrestleMania? See?
Oh, yeah, okay, well.
Exactly.
No, he beat Sting.
Yeah, but that was like 5 years ago. No.
Yeah.
6 years ago.
And of course, he would beat Sting as well. That's a whole different conversation.
Yeah. But yeah, see, that's. But Biggie, they pulled out some dope moves like the Death Valley Driver on the apron. That was pretty dope. The Uranagi.
And I have to give credit as well to Biggie's dramatics during the entire thing.
Yeah.
He was like trash talking, like but in character. Oh yeah, I brought it to you, Apollo. Come on, bring it, Apollo, and stuff like that. You know, just like all the standard taunts and stuff like that. But just like he had big energy throughout the entire thing.
Yeah. You're like how he was talking is like, yeah, he's gonna win.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna at least murder this guy because how like the promos beforehand and everything. Because like Big E's come to play and all that stuff. But then the win, like I have no problem with Apollo winning. It's just how he won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though I did have to say they did a little bit. So during the build up to the match, on a SmackDown, was it on SmackDown? Yeah, I think it was. Apollo Crews picked up the steel steps, and threw them down on Big E.
Yeah,
but they never show it connecting.
Yeah.
Camera magic.
Yeah.
And so what they did here was have Big E lay down a tape. Was it on the bottom of the steel steps, and Thing had them on the top, right?
No. Oh, when he tried to murder him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Biggie was on the bottom of the steps, and Apollo was on the apron of the stairs.
The upper half of the steps, and he threw it down on the guy.
Yeah.
And you're like, I was like, if it connects, wow, I mean, he's going to be taking something. But he rolled out the way, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Just imagine if he took it, though. That would have been like something.
Yeah.
But then it would have been like, okay, if he took it, for example, then you had wrestler match where he's fighting from underneath to get back, and then you have the Apollo Crews win.
Yeah.
That would work.
Yeah.
You've already done like massive damage beforehand.
Yeah.
But like you say, if he won clean, well, not clean enough.
Yeah. Even if he won dirty, it's just the whole randomness of it is a bit weird.
I mean, in the no DQ match, how can you say anything's dirty? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Just if it was explained a bit more. Yeah.
I mean, if Apollo Crews was going to get up for the big ending, he slipped out the back, low blowed Big E, and then finished him. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because you can't cheat in a no DQ match.
No, there's no such thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll say it's short and sweet. Yeah, I'll say watch it.
Yeah, it's entertaining. It's watchable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
must see or anything, but it's watchable.
Yeah, exactly. Then we have the Hall of Fame.
Yep. Of class of 2021.
Hall of Fame recap, right?
Yeah. Where this year, 2021, is your participants. Well, winners are they winners?
Well,
graduates. That's the word. Graduates.
Yeah. Well, no, graduates isn't the word. They more of the. You know what? The word escapes us both.
Yeah, same.
I was also going to say nominees and stuff like that.
I don't know. But yeah, so this year it is Rob Van Dam, Molly Holly, The Great Carly, Ozzy Osbourne, the Celebrity Wing, Eric Eazy-E Bischoff.
Inductees!
That's it, yeah. There we go. Inductees.
There's like participants, but that's not even the
right word, because
they don't participate. They are, but...
Yeah.
Anyways, so
Yeah, the Warrior Award winner is Rich Herring, who's a backstage guy who's been working for the WWE for years.
Which kind of looks like Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
Also has a wig, I believe, because from all the shots, his hair looks exactly the same. Yeah. But he's got a beard and different other bits. But the hair looks exactly the same for everything.
Maybe he's one of those guys who just gets the same haircut every day.
Oh, yeah, could be. Gelled exactly the same way as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just like all the other shots, other people vary through the photos. Yeah. And this guy's hair looks exactly the same. So I'm thinking, maybe it's a wig.
Maybe it's a wig, or he's just one of those guys who just likes everything to be the same ever.
Yeah.
And then you have the head of the class, the headliner, the big red machine, the devil's favorite demon.
Yeah.
I can't think any more of his monikers.
The one-eyed. Okay, the one time they called him the one-eyed monster.
Yeah, even though he has two eyes.
No, but they were like, the other eye doesn't. You know the one with the contact lens, they're pretending it doesn't work or it doesn't function or whatever.
Big Red
the brother
Machine.
of the Undertaker.
Yeah. Kane, yeah. Or Glenn Jacobs, whatever you want to. Yeah, and good on him. Kane deserves it, I think. He's one of them, one of the best big men in the business.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, you guys. You did it. And then we had our what's the word? Whatever. We have our second to last match.
Semi-main event. Penultimate match. That's what you were going for.
That's it, penultimate match. We have the challenger, Rhea Ripley, versus the Raw's Women's Champion, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, I have to see, I like Asuka because, I mean, she's not a native English language speaker, and her English is all right.
Yeah.
But you can get exactly what she's going for through body expressions and movement alone. She hams it up amazingly, but you can't help but like her because of, even if she's trying to murder, not necessarily, but not saying she's murdering, but if she comes really brutal, you're because you can go that way.
Yeah.
So over the top that it's enjoyable as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was kind of ashamed that she didn't win the match, but then she held the title for quite some time, so she got some credit. Credibility. I thought they were going to go a bit harder and faster in this match because Rhea Ripley is played as the power brute in this match.
Yeah.
And Asuka's usually the lady kicking people's heads off, so you can match power with savageness.
Yeah.
But they didn't go that direction.
No.
They did have spurts of that.
Yeah.
So I thought, maybe Asuka would start taking a beating, and then she starts striking hard, and then Rhea Ripley will shut her down with a power move, and then. But the match didn't quite go that way.
No, it was quite an even match, really.
Yeah.
And Asuka was on top quite a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Rhea would shut her down with some sort of maneuver.
Yeah.
Go on.
One of the worst things I saw, because this looked painful to take, was when Asuka gave Rhea the Impaler DDT from the apron to the floor.
Yes.
That just
Yeah. But that kind of helped Rhea Ripley look really good because she started still fighting back from that.
Yeah. And
she wasn't. She didn't lose control of the match that much after that either.
No.
Yeah. It was alright. It's pretty watchable.
Yeah. Pretty
but
good.
I think here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
A big chunk of it was, and then when we get to the finish where it was really Ripley riptide out of nowhere, essentially.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, maybe we should have had 5 more minutes or something to build towards that.
Yep. I thought the same.
Because unlike an Arco, which can come out of nowhere.
Yeah, the riptide, you can't.
Because it's a setup. It's like the pump handle setup and stuff like that. So it's kind of a bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to say complicated, but this is not like you can just simply turn around and go into it.
Yeah. That's what I thought was a bit okay. But I thought. No, go on.
They're starting to get to the bit where they were going to have loads of near falls.
Yeah.
Except that it kind of, as they were getting into it, the riptide she hit the riptide, and then that was that. And I was like, right, maybe there should have been 5 more minutes to build up a bit more to the finish.
Yeah. I thought the same. Well, I thought at least, okay, maybe Asuka's going to kick out of one, and then she'll do the avalanche one and then win it with that or something.
Yeah.
But,
maybe Asuka will have a little spirited comeback in between that with a good couple of kicks and stuff, and then just take a brutal finish, maybe even 2 in a row just put it down for good.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good match. I really enjoyed it. I did notice though, and I thought, okay, this is pretty cool. Even though I wanted Asuka to win,
Not because we hate Ripley, just
I like Rhea Ripley.
Fans of Asuka, right?
Yeah, but I just found out. Well, I realized it watching the match. Rhea Ripley is the only woman to win the UK Women's title, NXT women's title, and now a main roster women's title.
Yeah.
Yeah, good on her. She's not been 25 yet.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And good on her that she doesn't. Like, she's got that kind of. The gimmick is like, you know, I don't want to say a dark rocker punk kind of gimmick.
Yeah.
But she's not going for this a blonde fitness model, whatever kind of gimmick. She's a completely kind of change up.
Yeah.
And then her moveset works with how she's portraying herself.
Yeah.
And the way she holds herself as well. Like, she comes across
as a badass.
Yeah. I want to say bigger than she is, but you can expect her to do the stuff she can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But my logic here was wrong though, because my first note is Rhea got a huge entrance. She ain't winning, right? And then she did. So
no, but you were talking about. I thought you specific. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But hey, good on her. Hopefully,
but maybe you can just say, oh, okay, your logic holds for men's matches.
Yeah, it does for men's matches. It does. I just realised that now. For men's matches, it does. But
yeah, because otherwise, you're wrong, and you're like, oh, I just said it like 5 minutes ago. All of a sudden, I'm incorrect.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I got like maths and stuff out there that would prove me right. But hey, it is what it is. I was wrong this time, and I'm a man enough to admit it. Okay, so would you say this match is worth watching or missable, entertaining?
It's entertaining. It's entertaining. Could have done with better, more like it would have been a more higher scale of entertaining if they had those 5 extra minutes. You know, a good couple of just those false finishes.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Okay, so shall we move on to the final match of the night?
But before the final match, we had another segment with the hosts Titus and Hogan coming out to thank everyone for coming. Hogan's getting booed as he does, and then
as he should. You mean?
As he should. Yep. You know. And,
not to mention actually, but the cheers for Rhea Ripley and the Oscar match went both ways.
Yeah.
The crowd was like 50-50 split-ish.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. I like that.
They weren't playing favourites. People have their favourites, it's fine, but they weren't like, okay, I'll specifically choose this person over the other person.
Yeah. That's why I was like, okay, maybe.
And it probably helped that neither of them were Americans either.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have got if someone's American, you might have got USA.
USA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what I was saying, so they come out, and then Bayley comes out saying, I'm basically the host. Where's my pyro? Her pyro goes off, and she's hamming it up to the whole world.
Yeah.
And then all you hear is, you can look, but you can't touch. Yeah, so the Bella twins come out, and they try to cut off Bayley.
And it's funny how they both come out to Nikki Bella's music.
Yeah.
Because I suppose Brie Mode wouldn't have the same touch in the situation.
Even though I prefer Brie Mode. Brie Mode! I prefer that. So, sorry. So they come out, and they try to cut off Bayley.
Well, the other thing as well, now that you've stung it, is Brie Mode is specifically for Brie, but you can but you can't touch. Can work for both of them because they both come out and it's non-person specific.
Yeah, and that was both their theme songs when it was a tag team, and then when they split, that's when Nikki kept the song. So yeah, it's Nikki. It's there. It relates to both of them more than one of them. So yeah, it makes sense. So yeah, Bayley's like, "What are you guys doing here?" Oh yeah, John Cena's not here this year because Nikki Bella and John Cena were a thing.
Yeah.
They beat up Bayley, throw her down the ramp. Everyone's booing like they should.
Yes.
Because I like the Bella twins. I'm not gonna lie. I think they're good role models to women or whatever. Yeah, but I can see why the crowd was booing.
To be fair, they weren't the greatest in ring, but for what they needed to do, as when they were hosts and valets and stuff like that, or when they were acting, whatever the segments they were doing in the background, they were good for that.
Yeah, like I would say, if it was just Nikki Bella, I'll say she before the end of her career was a good wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah, But yeah, they got a negative thing towards them, whatever.
It's because Bailey's so damn entertaining that you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they booed. I was like, yeah, they're not. It's not personally at the Bella Twins. It's just they want to see Bailey do better. So yeah, we have a little nice moment, and then Titus is dancing with Brie, which I thought was funny, and then Hogan tries to get in, and everyone's like, "Go away, old man."
You're creepy.
It was so creepy because he's literally old enough to be their dads.
Yeah.
And then now we get the main event. Possibly, in my opinion, don't know if it's yours or anyone else's out there, the best match of the weekend.
Across both nights, yeah? Yeah. I'd say the women match on night 1.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks and Bella was the second best match of the entire thing.
Yeah.
Across the 2 nights, but yeah, this was the best match of the both nights.
Yeah, because it was crazy.
Yeah. But it had workers that came to work. You know, they're like, well, today we're the main event here of night 2, and we're just gonna bring it. You know? Yeah. Because Edge has been out for 10 plus years or whatever, right?
Yeah, 10 years to the day. Yeah.
So he was like, all right, I'm gonna not prove myself, but yeah, I'm in a position here.
Yeah.
Let's go at it. Daniel Bryan's always good, and Roman Reigns was his new Tender Table character. Not new, because it's been like 6 months, but you know, it's just not the tired old Roman Reigns good guy. He's like, you know, I'm establishing myself as a force here, as a good proper heel, and I love the boos. I love not even selling them with my facial expressions.
This match, wow. That's what I can say.
Yeah, now it's a no DQ match because it's a
triple threat. Yeah,
it's a default no DQ because triple threat matches are usually no DQ.
Yeah, they have to be. They have to be.
Who can you DQ from? You know, who's going to win from the disqualification because you got 2 people. Anyways, I thought this match started typically as it would because Jey Uso loves to interfere in every single Roman Reigns match. So he came. Roman Reigns comes out with Jey Uso and Paul Heyman, right?
Yeah.
And Jey Uso just starts super kicking people.
But you know what kind of made it obvious Jey was going to do that? When they come down to the ring, like, you know, Roman's all calm and collective.
Yeah.
And then you see Jey behind him just, like, piping up, like, rah, yeah.
Yeah,
this is my dog. This is my dog. And stuff like, he's going to be a part of this. Yeah,
Roman's like, you know, like, when the dad's walking out and the son's, like, all being... over the top,
loud,
Like, in his Roman tends to be calm down, boy.
Like, dude, man.
But anyways,
what
was good, like, so he starts super kicking people, and it was almost like a 4-way match.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, even though it wasn't, and right away though, Edge is like, I have enough of this stuff.
Yeah. Gives him the Impaler DDT onto the stairs, and then Jey gets carried out by the medical team. Yeah, because
then you're like, okay, they've removed him from the match, so it'll probably be a normal triple threat the rest of the way.
Yeah. And then just lots of insanity happens in between. Like,
yeah.
When Roman hits, Daniel Bryan tries to hit, he hits Roman with a suicide dive.
Yeah.
And then Roman catches him and just overhead bellies him. Was like, oh wow, that was insane.
I mean, Roman's like showing his power here.
Yeah.
But Daniel Bryan is like a lighter guy as well, so he can do that.
Yeah.
Good spots in this match. Good spots in general.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan. Well, I'm skipping towards the end of the match, but I'll let you speak about the meat of the match.
Yeah. So there was another really cool spot by Edge when Daniel Bryan went for a top rope Hurricane Rana, and Edge rolled through and pinned him, but obviously pin got broken up. And then this bit I don't know, I skipped this, but then I already said this, but I said it wrong. And then he does his normal run to the corner, flip over the person, and then normally he bounces off the rope and goes for a clothesline. But instead, he went under Edge and then suicide dived Roman. But Roman's like, nah, son. Bellied him. And then Roman tries to do a jumping clothesline, and it gets reversed into Impaler DDT, which is pretty. It was another That was cool. How Edge sort of saw it coming, put his arm out, done the roll around, caught to the DDT, boom. Yeah. But only got 2. The double spear spot was quite interesting.
Yeah. Because it looked like well, okay. Here's the thing with the spear: you either hit them or you don't hit them, right?
Yeah.
But the way the body moves when you collide, it's like they just did running shoulder tackles to like shoulder blocks rather than because you have to grip around someone for a spear.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know what they went for. It just in execution, it looks a bit odd.
It looks a bit odd.
Yeah.
It looked cool,
it's not
but
like one could collide into the other more. They both had to kind of hit the way they did.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So they were both out because obviously the spear is like a move that just if 2 people hit a spear, the world will explode. So basically, that's what happened. So there was like
a spear and a spear could never 2 proper spears could never be executed to each other.
Yeah. So they were out from that, and then DB's like, you know what? Flying headbutts for everyone. Hits both of them headbutts.
No, I don't know how, because of the camera angles, I don't know how safe he did those headbutts, because usually he hits the shoulder, but then your head's still connected with the shoulder.
Yeah.
So I don't like it when, you're just basically throwing your head right literally into someone.
Yeah. Seeing those to this day still makes me cringe. I'm like, ugh, don't do that, please.
They did a little bit of headspots, but later on, which just seemed safer, but we'll get into that in a minute. Another highlight point was Roman Reigns just literally brutting up Daniel Bryan and just powerbombing him through a table.
Yeah.
And you know when I have to give it to Roman as well. I liked how he put him into position to go in. Did he have the steel step? The bottom of the steel steps, right?
Yeah.
So he moved them in front of the table, and he kind of grabbed Daniel Bryan, who's just like dazed and dropping on his feet and stuff, and he puts him in powerbomb position, and the crowd boos him.
Yeah.
And Roman just takes his time to pause. He lets go of Daniel Bryan, so Daniel Bryan just slumps down.
Yeah.
And Roman just like soaks in and looks around at everyone and goes, he even mouths off to them as well.
Yeah.
He takes his time doing it. And I was like, oh, that's good character because he knows what he's going to do. He knows it's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
But he's letting the crowd not anticipate it, but more, right, they're going to boo me for it, so
I'm going to make them hate me even more by taking my time.
And then by the time I execute it, they're just I'm going to get the pinnacle of the emotion that I'm supposed to get from them, like the maximum hate.
Yeah, which is dope.
Yeah.
So he does
either
that.
Or I mean, like, I was like, okay, even if Bryan reversed it, it would have still been. He would have, he built to the moment.
Yeah.
For that tiny little acknowledgement.
Yeah.
But he picks up Bryan, powerbombs him, and I was like, oof. I mean, the flat bump would have been fine, but I think the part of the table that stands up, the front part didn't break or didn't flatten. And Daniel Bryan kind of just took it more on his upper shoulders, neck area, and I was like, oh, with his concussion.
Yeah. And then when Roman's like sort of embracing what he did, Edge just flies through the frame and spears him off the stage.
Yeah.
Which is like,
oh wow. And I was like, oh, nice
camera work, isn't it? I was like, oh.
Yeah, nice moments as well, because he from the camera angle, it just was out of nowhere. By the way, we've got to speak about the editing of this show afterwards.
All right.
But so spear him out of nowhere. I was like, oh, good, because he's out of camera view and he just jumps into camera view out of nowhere.
Yeah. And then there's another cool spot where Daniel's got them both down on their knees and he hits them both with the yes kicks.
Yeah.
And he hits Edge. Now he goes to hit Roman. Roman ducks. And then he runs. Knee pluses Edge. And then Roman goes for a spear. And Daniel sort of reverses it into a yes lock.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's... Clap to that. That looked very smooth.
Though I think we're speaking some stuff out of order because I don't remember the exact sequence. But
I think we are. But
there's that bit of after Daniel Bryan gets powerbombed.
Yeah.
And Edge throws after the spear. Edge tries to bring a chair into the fray.
Yeah.
Roman just basically grabs the top half of the chair and just yanks it out of Edge's hands. Except that one of the legs that Edge is holding still stays in his hand.
Yeah.
And the way they sold it was like, Edge was like, what's going on here? Like, this guy just yanked apart the thing in my hand, right? But, and I thought, oh, okay, maybe just like did have a grip on it, he just really did pull it out of his hand. But no, it was for something later on, because I was like, oh, if they use it later on, it's they pre-prepared it. And if they didn't, it's a cool moment because they're just like, what?
Yeah, because even how Edge looked at the thing, like, that's weird.
Yeah.
And then obviously,
yeah, well, that's weird. Jeez, this guy is strong.
Yeah. And then that little bit came to play, like you said, where you sit for
Edge locks Roman in a crossface.
Yeah.
And then Roman's trying to get to ropes. Edge spies the steel pipe leg from the chair and puts it in Roman's mouth and pulls it back. And I was like, ooh, that's not good. I mean, that looks good.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be uncomfortable. Daniel Bryan then comes in there.
Yeah.
To stop the tap out, right? Roman's about to tap.
Yeah.
Then Roman grabs his hand. And then he decides, I'll lock on a yes lock on the other side of this guy.
Yeah. I was like...
And then you got this moment where they both got Roman Reigns in their submissions with both their hands around Roman Reigns' head and face with the pipe. And then they're just looking at each other. You know, Edge and Daniel Bryan staring at each other. Edge goes for a headbutt, and then he's like, no, headbutt. Daniel Bryan headbutts him back, and then, I mean, just lets go of his hold and just continues to headbutt Edge.
Yeah.
The crowd's going wild here, and then Daniel Bryan grabs Edge's arms and starts stomping the hell out of his face as well.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
And he's like, you got a broken neck, huh? And starts kicking.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was awesome. And then, where are we up to? They start both headbutting each other. That's it. Daniel Bryan is in the corner and he starts powering up the knee plus by doing his, gathering energy for the spirit bomb of the yes. Edge hits a spear.
Yeah.
And then he goes to hit Roman with a spear. Wait, is that? Oh, he hits Roman with the spear and he goes for the pin, and then the ref gets pulled out by Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
that was a great one because it was like he rolled out. He took a finish and then he rolled out from the match, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't know where he was from camera view. And all we know is that when the count started happening and the ref is where he is, you didn't even know if Daniel Bryan was at that position.
No.
And all of a sudden the ref just disappeared.
Yeah, you're like, oh, what happened here? And then
that was a close one as well. That was good because they made it look really close.
Yeah. Because I thought that would have been... I thought that was the finish. Like, oh, Edge is going to win.
Yeah.
Because how that... Obviously, like, normally with matches like that, when that sort of sequence happens, it's the end.
Yeah.
But no. And then Edge gets pissed and he goes, okay then, I'm going to get a chair, and just hits the crap out of both Daniel and Roman for a while. And then he gives Deep Bry the Concerto.
Yeah.
And then when he goes to do it to Roman, that's when main event Jay comes back from...
The dead,
literally, yeah. I thought it was Jimmy.
Yeah.
Because I thought, okay.
It would have been. I mean, it would have made sense if it was. You know, it could have. No, honestly, it could have been either of them, but
it would have made more sense. Both of these make sense.
But... then you could have sold the Impaler DDT onto the stairs as something really devastating.
Yeah. And then Edge fights him off, and then he turns around, gets hit with a Omega Spear.
Yeah.
Because that one did look pretty sick. And then Roman's like, you know what, dog, you need to die. So then he gives Edge a Concerto.
Yeah.
And to add salt into the wound, he grabs Edge's dead carcass, puts it over Daniel Bryan, and pins them both.
Daniel Bryan's dead carcass.
That's it, yeah. And then pins them both and wins.
Yeah.
And I was
wow. There's a little bit of e-logic here. I know what they were going for because they're cool, right?
Yeah.
The e-logic would be, well, technically speaking, Edge pinned Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Edge can still claim to be champion.
Yeah. That's what I thought as well. I was like, I get what they're trying to do, but logically, that doesn't work.
Like, if they bring it up, though, as part of the storyline, and they just asked for a rematch because he's like, well, I pinned Daniel Bryan, so I should be champion. And they shouldn't be giving you a rematch, Roman Reigns. But you're still walking around the champion, and you did win the match.
Yeah.
Kind of. So we'll see how that works out. But they've got something ready made if they were going to go in that direction.
Yeah.
But really good match, though. Really good match.
Really good match, man.
Chaotic, but in a good way.
Yeah, it literally like drained me off. I was like, wow, that match was like non-stop intensity. So
yeah.
It was great. Like I said, the best match of the weekend. You know, I acknowledge Roman as my head of the table.
Yeah.
I tribal
now, let me say, what do you think about the editing of the entire? I know this was happening on Raw and all SmackDown as well and stuff like that, but it's just one of these things where you go like, okay, so someone's trying to get in the ring, right?
Yeah.
But why do you have to cut to every single like multiple camera angles just for this dude? Can't you just stick on static on one camera to get in the ring? You know, it's simple movements and stuff like that, but it just cut every whenever. I don't know if they're trying to get a better angle, whatever they were doing, but it's just like, well, you could stay on that because you still end up coming back to it anyways.
Yeah.
But when we see a guy picking up another guy, do we need to see 5 different angles of that? And it's just literally a 5-second, not even a 5-second movement. You know what I mean? Just
no, it's a thing they've been doing recently. I don't know what it is. It's just so many camera cuts. You're like, oh, okay, it's getting a bit nauseous now.
Well, it's just. Are they trying to do shaky cam? Because we know that in movies, shaky cam's kind of gone out of style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, it was a bit nauseating, some of the cuts. I have to agree with that. But besides that, it was good to have a WrestleMania in front of crowds again. It was really good.
Yeah.
It was a spectacle. It was very good. I enjoyed
it. Yeah, we'll just have to see what they follow up with certain other things that we're like, why and what?
Yeah, especially the Apollo Big E thing. That needs to be followed up.
Well, more of the Fiend and Randy Orton as well.
Yeah, that as well. That's the one that needs
especially.
To be. Yeah, because if that's the end of the feud, it's a weird way to end it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, overall, which would you say is the better night? Night 1, night 2?
I think night. Okay, I'd probably say night 2 probably had more
wrestling.
Yeah, more entertaining style matches.
Yeah.
But but then again, they had the harder hitting matches as well.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. And probably less matches that you could have missed.
Yeah, I agree with that totally. Totally.
Though it did have the more wackier stuff as well, so it's like it was a bit of a
the mixed bag. The mixed bag.
Look, if you took, you could take matches off both nights.
Yeah.
The best matches and make it into one night, and then you would have a great package.
Yeah.
But you gotta. Yeah. So if you're having it across 2 nights with like 10 matches, about 14 matches, 16 matches.
Yeah, it's easier that way, rather than you get them like 7-hour WrestleManias where by the middle you're like, please just let this end.
Yeah.
So I think going forward, I personally think they should do 2 nights, but who am I to tell them what to do?
Well, here's the thing with the 2 nights, and so the it's an awkward one, right? Because they still got to have the Friday night SmackDown, then they got to have the Saturday night 1, Sunday night 2, and then Raw the next day. Yeah. And I know the different groups of roster that goes across the SmackDown and Raw, but if SmackDown was on Tuesday, then you could have had
logistically it makes sense, doesn't it?
More lead time to get to your Royal Rumble, your WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And plus, if there's not injuries, but people have to heal.
Yeah.
Rest.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Yeah. But very good WrestleMania. Very good WrestleMania.
Yeah. Did you watch NXT before this?
Yeah, both Stand and Deliver. Yeah, I watched both of them. Yeah.
All right, I didn't, but was it as any any standout matches from that, and then so we don't have to. Won't go too long. Just give me the good matches that you recommend watching from that.
I recommend from night one. I would recommend Io versus Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah.
The three-way tag team match between Legado El Fantasmo, MSK, and the Grizzled Young Vets. And Pete Dunne Kushida was good, but I think that's night 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? Majority of it is I can't like say because overall is a really good card.
Okay.
If anything, night 2 I'd say watch.
Yeah.
And two matches from night 1.
Yeah.
But if you can watch all of it, watch all of it.
Well, so but would you would so those you would reckon is Walter and Ciampa as well?
Yeah.
I'm hearing like good things about that.
Yeah, that's
and,
a really good match.
And the main event as well, I guess. No, that's not the main event.
No, the main event is Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole, baby, in a non-sanctioned match.
Yeah. But the Finn Balor and Killing Cross title match, right?
Yeah, I'll recommend that as well. That's really good. Like, I was a bit of a skeptic on Killian Cross, sorry.
Yeah.
Until this match, like, yeah, okay, he is a force to be reckoned with. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. So, all right, is that us signing off for?
Yes, sir. Yeah. WrestleMania Signature is done. New beginnings start yesterday because this is yesterday because this is Monday. We're putting it on Tuesday. But yeah, so
yeah.
New beginnings.
Yeah. So I have been the Apex Predator CY Chan with my co-host.
The environmental savior Kyle Charles.
And that's us signing off this episode of Trip Around the Multiverse.
And remember to let us know if you like WrestleMania and hit us up on our social medias and tell a friend.
Yeah, and what the best matches were, anything you want to point out in anything particular, like have to get the discussion going.
Yeah.
See what's up.
Because talk to me, I have no friends.
No, but opinions. Everyone will have varying opinions.
Yeah.
And we might have just ragged on someone that you like, but
yeah, exactly.
Let's be civil when let us know why.
Yeah, exactly. This is a friendly space. We won't criticize you for liking someone we don't like. You telling us why you like him might make us see them differently.
Yeah.
So, words. Yeah, all right. Thank you guys, and see you next time. Blah.